Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick here dropping in on you. Hope everybody is doing okay, all things considered. I want to, before I begin, send prayers out to the family of those children and the teachers who lost their lives on yesterday in the mass shooting in Uvalde, Texas. Um, I can't imagine being a parent and sending a child to school, especially an elementary age child, and they not come home. I'm not going to get into the depths of that. I may talk about it a little later. Also, um, for those of you who are watching this from the Black Voice channel, I want to apologize. Yesterday, the channel got hacked. Well, my entire Google account attached to that got hacked, and they went straight for the channel. They shut down all the videos on the channel, put it on private, and then they started streaming some Elon Musk stuff. They changed the name of it to Elon Musk Twitter. And I lost it for about an hour. I was able to get it back under control. I still don't have full access yet. So I'm hoping to get that squared away with Google. It was easy for them to get in and change everything and lock me out, but it's been hell for me to get back in. Um, Maybe I need to be a hacker. But anyway, it should be where you guys can see it now. And I'll continue working on it. Hopefully, before I gain full control, they don't get back into it and do something else. But until we get it squared away, I'm going to keep going. That's work to be done. All right, that's that. Before I get off into uh, what I want to talk to you guys about as far as um, um, today's topic, a revolutionized mindset is key to radical upward change. I want to talk to you about that. Before I do, though, I want to point out a couple of things. And the first thing I want to point out, this isn't for everybody, but there's somebody out there right now who has been contemplating working with me on a long-term basis, and you believe that you can get something out of working with me. And one of the best ways to do that is through my platinum package. And my platinum package, I will be honest, isn't something that's in everyone's budget. It is 52 weeks, a year long plus, because I normally go over a year long, and it's $10,500. What I am going to do for today only is I'm going to allow um, two people to purchase a bronze package, which is a 12-week package for $2,540, and be upgraded to the platinum package, which is a $10,500 package in 52 weeks at no additional charge. So basically, you buy the bronze package, you get the platinum package. That's for somebody that's out there. Obviously, that's not for everybody, but I just wanted to point that out because I want people to have access to what they need to have access to take their lives to the next level. Good morning, Krisha. I think that's extremely important. And I'm going to address something. I addressed it on social media briefly yesterday. I'm going to address it again today in video. I did it in writing on a post yesterday. Currently, across multiple YouTube channels, on Vimeo and a couple of other places, on websites and everything else, I have more than 5,000 videos, all of which have free access. Over about 12 sites, I have more than 10,000 articles on personal development, personal health, all free access. And I do what I'm doing right now today: share, help, inspire, give you points, give you a place to tap in every morning. And I do that at absolutely no charge. Good morning, Kim. Good to see you. Looking forward to getting started on our next journey together. I'm looking forward to it. But I do all of that. So you're talking over 5,000 free videos that you can go to and watch over and over and over again at no charge. Oh, over 10,000 articles written by yours truly. that you can get at no charge. And yet there are people out there who have a problem with me promoting my paid products. Uh, who's paying for all those free resources that you have at your disposal? It's amazing the thought processes of people. Let me tell you something. If you're not willing to invest in yourself, don't expect someone else to do it. If you're not willing to get out and invest in yourself and take yourself to the next level, nobody else is going to do it. People buy into you when you buy into yourself. And I've spent 30 years accruing and accumulating the experience, the expertise, and the knowledge that allows me to help people. None of that came to me free. I had to pay with my time, my money, my energy, and my effort. And I have joy doing it. And I give away a bunch of free stuff. And if it's not free, it's very, very affordable and full of value. And everything that I bring to the table, you don't have to buy any of it. But the idea, and then the same people will sit up and literally watch 13 McDonald's commercials just to get through their favorite TV show and not complain once. But nevertheless, here we are. That's over. So, how do you achieve radical change? I mean, change that's emphatic. Change that when you look at your life, you know you're on a different path. You know you're headed towards something different. How do you change where you're at? Well, everything is birthed in your thought processes. I tell people all the time, your thoughts are the seeds of your destiny. If you spend time with me and we talk and I get a glimpse into your thought processes, I can tell you where you're headed. I can tell you where you're going to end up if your thoughts don't change. I can tell you what kind of life you're going to live. I mean, with great specificity, because I have studied thoughts and thought production or thought manifestation. I have studied it at a great length. I understand how you move from one place to another. You don't sit up and move through osmosis. You don't sit up and say, I'm going to be there, and you're there. You say, I'm going to be there, then you begin a thought process that moves you toward it. If you don't change your thought processes, you'll never go in that direction. If you don't change your thought processes, you're never going to have the persistency and consistency to continue in that direction. You get a lot of people that start stuff and don't finish. Why? They change directions without changing their thinking. They change directions without changing their perception. They change directions without changing their entire mindset. You need to literally revolutionize your mind if you want to radicalize your change and your movement and your processes to get where you want to go. See, a lot of people want the prize, but they don't want to endure the process. And see, when you change your mind, when you radicalize your thinking in a different direction, you move radically towards something different, then it teaches you that process always precedes the prize. Process always precedes the promise. Process is the cultivation of the skill set, the cultivation of the necessary fortitude, the cultivation of the level of faith, the cultivation of the strength and endurance that it will require to move into something that you desire. The reason you can't get there is you're trying to skip the process. And the reason you're trying to skip the process is because your thinking has trained you to believe that there's this immediate gratification upon making a demand. I've told you before that you can make any demand you want on life. Life will pay anything you demand of it, but my life is always going to create and offer a counter demand. Let me explain something. You can say that you want to be wealthy. Then life is going to say, okay, I can deliver wealth. But in order for you to have it, your mindset towards money is going to have to change. And you're going to say, well, I want to be wealthy. And your mindset is going to say, you know what? I want to do it, but I want to do it this way. Life is going to say, no, that's not how you obtain wealth. That's how you destroy it. You're going to have to stop seeing money as the end and start seeing money as the means. You're going to have to stop seeing money as something you spend your time getting and start to say, how can I make money work when I'm not working? You're going to have to change how you look. You're going to have to understand the importance of compound growth. You're going to have to understand the importance of deployable assets. You're going to have to understand the importance of diversifying your revenue streams. You're going to have to understand a bunch of different things in order to know what it takes and be able to consistently. What's the biggest thing? That knowing isn't just it. It's changing, revolutionizing your approach to money. As long as it's something you're chasing, you'll never have wealth. Until you learn how to cause it to come to you, you'll never have wealth. Doesn't mean that you don't get on your grind, because you got to start somewhere. It doesn't mean that you don't get out there and bust your butt, because you have to start somewhere. It doesn't mean that you don't, but how you look at it when it comes in has to be different. We have far too many consumerized minds. Well, what does that mean? The first thing I get to prove people I've got it, to prove people I have it, to prove to people I have it, I got to go buy something that shows I have it, which just destroyed a great portion of what I had that I could have invested in my future wealth building. But people gonna think I got paper. No. Your job is to create the means through which you gain this. And this isn't just about money. This is in relationships. Had a guy come to me a few years back. Guy doing very well financially. Was the sole provider for his home. His wife was a stay-at-home mom, and his marriage was in shambles. And there are so many things that can creep into a marriage. Trust me. You have to be astute. And the other thing is, you have to understand that you can't spend your life with someone and think that every day is going to be peaches and cream. You're going to hit rough spots. The ones who have the great testimonies are the ones who simply withstood the rough spots. Most people won't talk about them. Most people won't share. I've done the best I can to be as transparent as I can, because people need to see me in the difficulty as much as they need to see me in the shine. Because how I get down in the difficulty shows you why I'm so great at the shine. And that's the thing. But anyway, this guy comes and he's like, man, I don't know what to do. And I love my wife, but we're at wit's end, and it seems like she's just pulling further and further away from me, and I don't know what to do. And so we got to talking, and everything hinged on the fact that he's a provider, that he provides everything. He's the financial provider, and it hinges on he's this. And what I gathered after a while is he spends a lot of time hanging out with his boys, and he feels he has a right to do that. Guess why? He's the provider. Yeah. See where we're going with this? There's this idea, because a lot of, in many instances, men have been commodified. What does that mean? Everybody judges who they are in their manhood by how much money they have. So when they have a lot of money and they can use that money to give people what they want, they literally think that's what makes them a man. And so now they're judging how good of a man they are by how much money they have, and don't realize it's a whole lot more to being a man than just sit up and paying the bills. Yes, it's good to pay the bills. It's an awesome thing to be in a position to pay the bills. It's good, but there's so much more to it. And if we are not careful, we miss that. So what happened is, I said, you're spending way too much time with your guys. What you have not done is in your assessment of your value to the house based on what you bring in the way of money, you have missed her value to the house in the fact that she is providing a home for you, and she's raising your progeny, and she is the force that will be the initial investor into his mind. And here you are, and you don't see it. You're going to have to stop spending so much time with your boys, and you're going to have to start spending time with your wife. You have made a demand on life. Your demand on life is you want your marriage. And life is saying you're going to have to recalibrate your priorities. And what happened is, he went back, he changed, he came back, and we talking about 2 months in, he says, it's not getting any better. And so I said, okay, let's talk about it. He says, it's not getting any better. And I said, well, what happened? Well, man, I sit up there and I don't even do that. I don't even do this anymore. I go hang out with the boys mates once in a while. I go home and I said, do you realize how you're saying it? You make spending time with your wife seem like a chore. Do you realize she picking up on that you stop hanging out with your boys and now you're holding it against her? Now she's even more upset, because now she feels like you really truly care about being with them more than you care about being with her. You don't see how this works. You are really going to have to change your mind. You're going to have to revolutionize your mind into a thought process that sees the value in your wife so much that that's where you want to be. That's where you want to be. And that your time with your friends is in those times where she's got something to do or she's going some, and you sit up and you go spend some time with the boys. But you should want to be in her presence. You should want to be in her bosom. You should want to be there. But we live in a world that tells you, hey man, go get do your thing. This is a selfish world. And so what happened is he finally got it. Marriage is doing great. I check on him periodically. He's still going, all right, young buck, keep it going. But what happens is he had to revolutionize his mind. Same thing with business. If you want to start a business, you can't take an employee mindset into starting a business. You got to revolutionize how you view things. See, an employee is looking for somebody that's going to give him enough money to stay. And he's going to do just enough work not to get fired. That's the average employee. Now you get some employees that excel and they climb the ladder and they do things, but the average employee, the part of the employees that are part of the 85% of the people who go to work every day to a job, they hate those employees are never going to be able to walk out and start a business and excel at it because they have a conditioned mindset just to show up and do just enough. You can't do just enough and have a great business. So your business is going to require you to invest more than you ever invested before. Your business is going to require you to get up 2 or 3 hours earlier than you've ever got up before. You're going to have to really have a mindset of understanding how things flow, how things work, how to work with other people, the importance of quality, the importance of consistency, the importance of giving in, the understanding of different things that you haven't learned yet that are a part of business. So you don't just show up and do the job. You got to understand the marketing analysis. Who holds the largest piece of the market? What part of the market are you trying to acquire? How will you sustain that market? How will you handle customer retention? How will you handle customer and client acquisition? All of these things are going to be part of things that you got to learn, but you're going to have a revolutionized mindset towards business. You're going to have to study, you're going to have to learn, but you're going to have to literally shift something inside of your psyche that looks at things differently. You've got to revolutionize your mind. The problem is most people aren't ready to invest in that change. Most people have become comfortable with meager thinking. Most people have become comfortable with just simply existing. Most people have even become comfortable with just surviving. And so when you start talking about investing in yourself, then it's too much of a change. It's too much to go on. It's too much of a risk. It's all these different things that stop you from moving. But the bottom line is you're going to have to change. Revolutionize your mind. How do you do that? You got to start being around people who think like the people you're trying to be. Why? Because association brings about assimilation. You're going to end up being the average of the 5 people you spend the most time around. Who are you spending your time with? Who are you spending your time with? Who are the influential people in your life? Look at your phone. Who do you get the most text messages from every day? The 5 people you get the most text messages. What are they doing in life? How are they doing in life? How are they moving? That's going to tell you, and you're going to start to realize, man, we pretty much make the same amount of money. We pretty much have the same conversation about life. We're pretty much in the same place in almost every area. Why? Because we are drawn to each other and we are literally influencing each other to be who we are. We're literally influencing one another's life. Well, if I want to take my life to the next level and I don't have anybody in it that can show me how to get there, then there's a problem. I need people in my circle. I need people who I can listen to, I can watch, I can study. Success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. One of the first things you're going to have to learn how to do is invest in yourself. We are so busy caught up in a mindset of being an employee that we don't understand the value in investing in ourselves. You know, even when we're talking about investing, we look at it and go, man, I don't know if I want to do this, but you'll take that same $100 that you could buy a couple of shares of some stock with, and you'll go out and buy some sneakers that will be outdated and worn out within 2 or 3 months, and you've spent that $100 on them. And this is your consistency and how you move, and you're wondering why, because you haven't changed your thinking and your outlook on life. You haven't looked at it from a different perspective. You need to invest in yourself. You need to invest in yourself in a number of different ways. Your time should be invested in books. Your time should be invested in finding somebody who can get you there. My clients, a couple of who are on now, they pay me what they pay me because I get the results. I put the energy, the effort, and the time in. And it's not just about business strategy. It's not just about financial strategy. I help them deal and cope with the things that are literally deeply rooted inside of them that are blocking them from taking those major steps that move them in a mighty, powerful direction. And that's some of the things that people don't want to do. People don't want to do that. People think that if I just sit here and say it enough, it's going to happen. Now, how you talk is huge. But if your talk isn't followed by action, it means that you don't believe what you're saying and you haven't learned how to convince yourself through the way you talk. The way you talk, the way you embody what you say. There's a level of, well, I guess we used to call it swag, that comes with saying it a certain way, but it's an emotional experience that when you say it the right way, when you think it the right way, when you can visit it in your mind, when you can envision, where there is no vision, the people perish. Where there's no vision. So you got to have it to where you can literally say it, then envision it and see it and have an emotional experience that is associated with it. That emotional experience is literally imprinted into your cellular makeup. It's now inside of your body. You can literally draw on that experience when you're driving yourself to do something, but you got to learn how to do that. There's absolutely nothing in this world you can't do, but the problem is you don't want to invest in yourself. You don't want to take the time to go to the next level. That's a problem. But what I'm telling you is it starts with the revolutionization, revolutionizing of your mind. You have to revolutionize your mind in order to experience radical change. You're not going to get it by wishing, hoping, praying. Praying is not a replacement for action. Faith without works is dead. It doesn't say faith with prayer works. It says faith without works is dead. Prayer is about revelation. Prayer is a communication and an understanding and a connectivity to the divine. It is not the means of replacing what you're supposed to be doing here in order to achieve what you were designed to do here. That requires you to apply yourself. There's no excuse for it. It's time to stop making excuses. It's time to stop sit up talking about what could be. I wish I could. If only I could. All of these different things. No, you need to figure it out. You need to get up and make up in your mind, because every day that goes by, the opportunity slips and another opportunity passes. What are you going to do to change your life? What move are you going to make? And for a person in every situation, there's a person who can't afford to hire somebody. You need to go find a book. If you got to go to half price books, you need to get a book. You need to start something that gets you in a place where you're moving different and you're thinking different. And then when you get enough money, you go out and you pay somebody, or you ask somebody to mentor. You find a way to get what you need, and it's not based on what nobody owes you anything. Now, you may find somebody that pours into you. My first business mentor found me sitting at a bar, cracked up a conversation with me, and the rest is history. But he didn't owe me that. And he benefited hugely from teaching me. We did bills together. He ate because of my brilliance. And he knew that after the conversation with me, I got to get with this kid. This kid's going somewhere. And the rest is history. But so I didn't come in empty-handed. I came in ready to go to work. And that's something that you got to do. But then there's a chance where you're going to be able to sit up and maybe, work with someone like me. Wherever you're at, you have to be doing something. Find the stage you're at, put in what you need to put in, and get to the next level so that you can get to the next level, and so that you can get to the next level. What you can't do is say, man, I wish I wish I could, but I can't, so oh well. No, stop it. The excuses need to stop. You're too brilliant. You're too blessed. You're too gifted. Your design is impeccable. God doesn't design and create crap. So your design is impeccable. You may have compromised it because you haven't been taking care of yourself, but you can get back. You can get your mind back. You can get your body back. So what are you going to do is the question. Finally, before I get off of here, look, we had an awesome time this past Saturday with the masterclass on crushing limiting beliefs. This one I'm really excited about because we're going to deal with emotional trauma, emotional and psychological trauma. It is huge. I would say at least 70% or more of the people who come to me about doing bigger things in life have emotional issues they haven't dealt with. And they don't understand that those emotional issues are stopping them from doing the things they want to do. They can't have a good relationship. They can't start a business. They can't stay on a job long. All these different things. Why? They haven't dealt with some things from their past that literally serve as an anchor to the past. You can't move forward because you're anchored to your past. A lot of you are still consulting your past for permission to do something different in your future. How's that working out for you? I can tell you now it's not working out well, because your past should never be the indication of where you can go. Now, the past can serve as a reminder that, hey, I'm still standing. I've been through hell and I'm still here. So obviously I have staying power and resilience. I can survive a lot. But what am I going to do with the opportunities that surviving things have done? Because every time you survive something, it's an opportunity to do something different. If you wake up in the morning and you're still breathing, that's an opportunity to show up and do something. So on June 4th, I'm gonna have another masterclass. In that masterclass, I'm going to show you how to confront your unhealed and unaddressed trauma. It's going to be as impactful and as exciting as the past course was. And I'm also going to give away 2 packages the way I did. I gave away 2 platinum packages, 2 $10,500 packages last Saturday. On June the 4th, I'm gonna give away a platinum and a gold. The platinum is a 52-week course that is valued and priced at $10,500, and the gold is a 26-week course, and it's valued at $6,500. I'm giving those away to the people who enroll. So if you haven't enrolled, the link to enroll is also in that box. Now, remember, at the beginning, I made an offer to 2 people who want to act right now today. If you purchase the bronze package, I will upgrade you at no additional charge to the platinum package. So you can go from 12 weeks to a year just by purchasing the bronze package today. And that's for today only. And I'm gonna do it for the first 2 people who decide to take advantage of it. But I am going to work with people throughout the remainder of the year. I'm finding every way I can to get people in front of me, whether it's in a class environment, whether it's a one-on-one. I love one-on-one encounters because I get to get personally involved in what you want, how you are actually approaching life and dealing with it specifically. In the groups, we still get down. Ask the people who are in that group. And for those of you who are waiting for the video to go with the rest of the class, the video from the class, that those of you who attended, that's going to come out hopefully sometime today. I'm a little behind. As I stated earlier, my account got hacked. So I've been fighting to try to get that back. So unfortunately, that's what's been going on. But I am definitely going to get that done and get that out to you. But again, it's time to stop making excuses. It's time to take the reins of your life. It's time to assume and take the reins of your personal sovereignty, the ability to make decisions about your life and make changes in your life and do something with it. That's your responsibility. That's up to you. You're going to have to make that move. This is my challenge to you. Find a place to start and say, no matter what, today I start. Whether it's enrolling in a class that I'm offering, whether it's picking up a book, whether it's attending someone else's seminar, webinar, conference. I'm telling you, I still pay my therapist. I still have a coach. Why? Because there are things I can't see because I'm close to it. Because there are things I need to process that I can't process properly because I'm close to it. Because I need a place to plug into where I'm not the sole source of everything. And based on what I've been able to do in this industry, I'm one of the best. I'm one of the best. And yet I have somebody. So what does that tell you? Trying to do this on your own, trying to sit up and wing it doesn't get the results, and it will press you. This life is not friendly at times, but you can't let that be the reason that you don't do what you were sent here to do. I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna end. Someone asked me a long time ago, why do I think that Black people this particular person who happened to be a pastor, somebody I was actually counseling, asked me, why do I think that Black people who happen to be the most churched, most spiritual, most prayed up people, why do we always seem to end up in last place? Or why does it seem like our prayers go unanswered? There's some people in Uvalde, first of all, Uvalde, Texas, who would beg to differ. I think we all have times that we wonder why our prayers aren't answered. But my response to that question was, first and foremost, most of us don't understand prayer. A lot of us are praying for things that we already have the answer to, and we are not praying about the things that we need to. But to make it very clear, let me say this. And then I proceeded to tell him that most people are praying to God to deliver them from the giant he sent them to slay. And that prayer is never going to be answered in the positive way that they desire. God is never going to deliver you from the giants he designed and sent you to slay. There are some giants in this life that people need to see you slay. There's giants of poverty, giants of domestic abuse, giants of generational trauma. There's giants of so many things. And there's somebody that needs to slay them so that other people can see that it's possible. You were designed with a purpose. You were designed to touch lives. You were designed to bring people forth to something greater. But you can't be who you are designed to be, hiding in the corner of comfort, begging to be delivered from the challenge that was you were literally designed to engage. That's the first thing you got to realize. That prayer ain't never coming back the way you wanted it. You're going to have to do it, or you're going to live your life unfulfilled and on the brink all the time. Why? Because you're not in your lane. You're not operating in your purpose. There's so much of the pain that you're enduring. You don't understand why, because you have no connectivity to your purpose. I tell people all the time, your purpose will explain your pain. When you understand why you're really here, now that makes sense. That prepared me for this moment. I know I can do this because of that. I'm walking into this because that got me ready. Oh, okay, now I'm telling you, whatever you're doing, whatever you're going through in life, there's something great out there for you, but you're going to have to move into your space. And the beautiful thing is something my great grandfather, who was my adoptive father, shared with me. He said, when you understand that the storm isn't there to destroy you, that the storm is there to actually strengthen you, and you learn how to come out of that storm a better man than the one that went in, or a better woman than the one that went in, you're going to realize that you don't have to chase greatness. It will overtake you. Just keep living and taking on those challenges and growing and becoming better and revolutionizing your mindset and your thinking and your approach into a bigger, broader, more powerful focus of what you're capable of doing. That's my challenge to you. So whether you're going to take advantage of that bronze upgrade, or you're going to join the course for June the 4th, where I think, man, I don't know too many people that hasn't had some type of emotional trauma over life, and very few of them have adequately and effectively dealt with them by seeking professional help. You want to be here. You want to do that. And like I said, I'm going to be giving away a platinum package, a $10,500 platinum package, and a $6,500 gold package at this class. Sign up today. Get ready. It's going to be dynamic. Anybody that's dealt with me and sit in front of me or come to a class or come to a lecture, know it's anything but boring. I bring it. And I'm being real subdued today because, I got a lot on my mind and on my plate. Been wrestling with these damn hackers, excuse me, all day. And then what went on with these kids, wrestling with that and trying to reconcile that. It's a lot going on. But I tell you what, life still calls. Life still demands. There's still things that we are required to do and wake up and do. And one thing that I have tried to do over the last month or so with everything that I'm going through personally is to show people how to show up. When you don't feel like it, when you feel like life is just kicking you in the gut, you got to get up and show up anyway. You got to get up and you got to put in the work. You got to get up and you got to care about something other than yourself. You got to get up and you got to handle what you were given to handle. I didn't take days off. I got invested in what I'm here to do. And I'm going to let everything else take care of itself. And I'm going to be here standing when it's all said and done, because God built me like that. He built you the same way. It's time to make moves. Again, if you haven't signed up, you need to get in that box and take advantage of the one that mystery. Like I said, that first offer for that bronze package is obviously not for everybody, but there's somebody that's been saying, man, I really would love to work with him. That's your opportunity, not only to work with me to get a platinum package at a very value-filled opportunity. I'm going to leave it at that. On that note, look, I'm out of here. You guys have an unbelievable day, and we will talk soon. Oh, as I always say, I don't want to miss this. This is important to me to share, especially today. The first half of my life was about me. The second half of my life is about my legacy. What will I leave behind? So I decided in the second half of my life that I will live every day on full, so that when I leave this place, I die on E. That's my challenge to each and every person watching this video at any time. Live your life at a level that you don't leave any of your potential behind to go to the grave with you. On that note, I'm out of here.